Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Ethan Wicks of Bath. Well, formerly of Bath, I should say.
Yeah, yeah.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I know that the year's done, graduated. Obviously, you're still in baseball,
hmm
but you're done.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling, but it's exciting, to be honest.
Okay, so I think like the several times you've came on here, the progressiveness of you just getting more comfortable with just, everything. It's just like other sports and stuff. Like, have you kind of came out of your shell in these last few years just because you just wanted to try more things and do more things?
Yeah, I would say I definitely have. It was just a lot of experiences through like sports and like friends and stuff and out of school, stuff like that. I think I've definitely grown out of my shell a little bit since, especially since freshman year, because I was kind of want to be by myself at the start, but toward the end, I got a little more social, I guess.
Yeah. Biggest challenge with all that stuff.
Um, Probably because I'm not used to like coming out of my shell, like being more of a, like a social person, stuff like that. It's just really difficult because like I'm more of a introvert, I guess you could say, like being by myself and like doing that type of stuff. So it takes me a second to like grow the confidence to like be more social. But I think that was like the main difficulty, is trying to turn into someone like that.
Okay. Um, Okay, so obviously you're in all these different things and part of different clubs, and keep obviously kept yourself pretty busy throughout
hmm
this year. What's better, scoring a touchdown, hitting a three-pointer, or hitting a base hit?
I would say scoring a touchdown.
That's what I thought you would say. Um, what is that feeling like when you go into the end zone?
I don't know. It just feels like you just have so much adrenaline when you run in the end zone. It's like you're super excited, and you all your teammates are running towards you, and the fans are going crazy, and it's I don't know, it's a really awesome experience. And I didn't actually score, I don't think, until my senior year. So when that happened, it was like one of the first games. It was a really exciting feeling, to be honest. It was I haven't felt anything like that in like any other sports.
Yeah. So, I know obviously I know that playing all these different things like is there like one memory that sticks out, like, playing all these different things?
I would say I have like two main memories, I guess. Is one's kind of recent for baseball. We were playing a team that I used to play over the summer with some of those players, and we were playing Weberville.
Mhm.
And I threw a no hitter that game, and that was a really crazy day because that was my birthday too.
Really?
So that was like a perfect way for my birthday, especially for my 18th birthday. I was like, that's pretty sweet to have. And
Uh,
then
yeah, you probably needed to go buy a scratch off after that.
yeah, it was a pretty sweet day.
Um,
But
did you
yeah,
ever think you could
football,
throw a no hitter?
huh?
Did you ever think you would throw a no hitter?
No, I'm not. I don't pitch very often. I was just pitching that game because it was just a non-conference game and didn't really affect our rankings, stuff like that. So I was just pitching that game, and yeah, I didn't expect it was gonna happen, but I just pitched a good game. I don't think I've ever pitched that good before.
Yeah. What's like your favorite pitch to throw?
Um, I like curveball. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to cut you off there. What was the other one you thought of?
Yeah, for football, I would say it was when I played JV sophomore year, probably be my favorite. That's when I think I had like 280 receiving yards that day, and then my friend, he was the quarterback, he had I don't know, but over 300 passing yards. We both like broke the record, I guess, for JV passing and receiving yards that game, and it was a great game. I don't even know if we won that game still, to be honest, because we had a lot of new people who haven't played football yet. But that was a really fun game, to be honest. That was like one of the best football memories I've had. That and beating Langsbury. Yeah.
Right. So what was like, I know obviously you were a part of different things, but what was something you did this year that you never did before that you were like, wow, I can't believe I did that?
Something I haven't done. I would say, oh, I would say like staying or going to like more things with friends, I guess. Like I was like out late, like on weekends or stuff like that, just hanging out with friends. I would say I don't really do that a lot like before. Like freshman year, I would just be at home the whole time, but I would say like every other weekend I was doing something, whether I was like something simple like going to the movies or just at a friend's house, something like that. Like I don't know, just being around people. I guess I did something I don't usually do or wouldn't have done a couple years ago.
So, coming into this, coming into this year, like, this is like, this was your last year, and now that it's all over, like, reflecting back, like, what's the biggest thing you're going to take away from this year?
I would say just keep your friends close, I guess, because I didn't realize like until I graduated that the same people that I've been seeing for the last 12 years are like I don't have to see them anymore, so it's all by choice at this point. And that like you should like value people that are close to you and stuff because like you're not gonna be able to see them every day like you did before. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they always say like how many were in your graduating class? Because I know Bath is a pretty small town. So you probably know everybody.
yeah, yeah. It was I think it was 80.
Yeah. So, um, so going into this and being a part of a really small town, what is that like just for you? Because, it tends, small towns, it's like, yeah, everybody just gets together every year, everybody knows everybody. But what is it going to be like? Just what was it like getting your diploma and, kind of walking across that stage and, realizing that you finally did it?
Yeah, it's just that certain moment when I got my diploma and stuff and I was walking across the stage. It was like I looked across like everyone that was there, and I knew 90% of the people that were there watching graduation and stuff. So it was just like finally like leaving that like bubble of a community. Like I love the community and stuff like that. It's just like it's gonna be a different experience leaving that area and stuff, leaving that like certain amount of people in that bubble. So it was just nice knowing that like all those people got to be a part of like my experience through Bath High School and the whole schools, I guess. And yeah, it's just gonna be exciting for the next step, I guess.
Um, what was it like? Because, going out for the first time, like you don't have to go to school. It's always that experience. It's like, this is weird. I've never done this before. Like the first time you go out and like during the day where everybody's in school and you're not, and you're driving around, it's like, this is weird. Was that
Yeah,
weird for you the first day?
yeah, it definitely was. I ended up going golfing the day after, or the next day we didn't have school, so I went out with a friend and I was like, this is really weird. Like this doesn't feel right. It's like I should be in school right now, but instead we're not. We're out golfing, so it's just weird.
Okay, how far can you drive the ball?
Driver, probably 230, I would say.
Okay,
That is the best I've done.
that's not too bad.
No, still work in progress.
It is. And you'll have plenty of time this summer to work on it.
Yeah, yep.
Have you, yeah, just don't get angry at if you hit one in the tall grass.
That's happened. So
Don't hit one in the bunker either.
also happened. So it's all of it's a work in progress.
Yeah. So, like, what are your plans? Because this summer's like this is kind of like the last summer where before everybody goes their separate ways. What are you going to take? What are these next few months going to be like before you go to college?
Well, most of it's probably gonna be spent working, but for the time I'm not, I would say I'm just gonna be, being with my friends, like, go either going on the lake or like just doing stuff around the community, I think is just what I'm gonna be doing. Just, making sure that like the connections I made in high school doesn't just go away over the summer and stuff and into the next like everybody's next plans for the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, being with my friends a lot probably.
So speaking of next plans, where are you going?
I'm going to U of M.
Okay. So the reason that was interesting because we were talking beforehand.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're within the Lansing area. Grew up a Michigan State fan,
Yep.
and of course, as most people know, you do not turn down that place. Um, what is it going to be like going there after all the years that you spent rooting for the green and white?
Yeah, it's gonna be different, but after going on like two or three tours there, it was just like it looks really nice. Like I felt like I fit in. So like I don't think it's gonna be as bad as I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a nice transition between the two, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be pretty nice.
What do you feel like college? Obviously, you don't know yet, but what do you think college will be like? Are you ready? Are you nervous? What are you feeling?
I think I'm more ready than nervous. I think that like I don't know. I've been looking forward to like going to college ever since I was a freshman. Like I've been looking into that for a really long time. I just think that the freedom you get from it and like the new responsibility that you have to have and stuff and the new experiences and could be a lot more social. I think it's stuff like that'd be good for me.
Yeah. Remember, it's never too early to think about college.
Yeah.
I mean, your parents have probably saved up your entire life for that stuff.
hmm Yeah.
So, um, but knowing that, is it going to be weird knowing that like this is like not sure if you know how long like because you've been so used to doing all these other things, doing all the summer workouts and all that stuff for football, and then it's like, oh, I don't get to have to do that anymore. Is that going to be weird for you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely that's I was just thinking about that a little bit ago because I think the football team right now, I think they're at a 7-on-7, or at least some of the people are at a camp or something. So I was just thinking about that. I was like, I'm not gonna need to go on any weekend 7-on-7s or scrimmages or anything like that. And it's like overnight things. Like, I'm not gonna have to do any of that. So it's gonna be a lot different, especially when I'm actually in college and I don't have to worry. I'm not gonna have like practice after classes or anything. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing that's forcing me to be there after like 4 o'clock after class is done. You know, so
You know,
it's gonna be weird, different.
yeah, the funny thing about college is that there's like nothing like you're not forced to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's because classes aren't every day. Obviously, you may have classes every day, but you don't go to the same classes that you did, obviously when you were in high school. But what's that going to be like? Because you're going to colleges, moving into a dorm. I don't know if you have to. I don't know if you can bring a car. What's all that going to be like? Being away from home and going to classes and taking like either a bike or helping on those big blue buses that you see driving
hmm
around Ann Arbor.
I those big blue buses are those are the ones I'm gonna be using 90% of the time. And yeah, I think it's definitely be a lot different than, just driving to school and, driving back home and instead of me in my dorm room and then hopping on a bus, going to class. It's going to be a lot different, but I think I liked it. I don't know. When we did the tour, I don't know. I felt like it's something I would be doing like every day and I'd be like comfortable doing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's see. What's like the biggest thing you'll miss about Bath? Like, well, obviously you'll still, come home during, when you're not there, but it's like it's gonna be like not, being around home and stuff like that. Is it what's the biggest thing you'll miss about the high school thing and everything else?
I think mostly just like the big like sporting events and stuff. Like even if I do come back and watch them, I feel like coming back and watching the homecoming football game instead of playing in it is going to be something I'm going to miss. Even if I mean if I can go to the homecoming games, but I guess it's just those big community events like that, like sports stuff. I think it's going to be the main thing I'm going to miss.
Yeah, right, for sure. All right. Well, Ethan, thank you so much for the time as always. Congrats on graduating, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you for having me.